Okay, so today is Friday and I'm in front of the Euro Hotel here in Leeuwarden, and Lorraine and I spent the night here after a great day with Nick Nicolai, who is a native to this area and lives back in Santa Rosa in the same community that I do. He lives there 9 months a year and here 3 months a year. And this will give you a nice shot of a center area of Leeuwarden. You can see a nice fountain there in the center. And if I keep continuing over here, you will come to Nick's building. And Nick is on the, I believe, 7th floor of that building there. So Nick told me to meet him, or told Lorraine and I rather, to meet him over at his car. He'll be getting it ready, and we're going to take a nice trip up into the northern part of Friesland and visit a nice town and see a windmill and who knows what else. And here comes the star of the show. Here comes Lorena. Good morning.
Aloha. No. Hi.
Quite a different day, huh?
What a different day.
It's
Beautiful.
pretty breezy.
Breezy, but still nice.
Much cooler, huh?
Much cooler.
So Nick told us that we're going to meet him over at his
Place.
He's getting the Mercedes ready.
Yeah.
So let's go on over and find Nick, and we're going to head up and see a windmill. You ever been in a windmill?
Never.
All right. Well, we're going to go do it. Let's do it. Okay, and there is Nick getting our ride all together for another day in Friesland. Good morning, Mr. Nicolai.
Good morning.
We're all ready. And what a beautiful car you have. What year is this?
I think it's 2002, but I'm not even sure anymore. It might be 2001.
What's on the agenda today?
Dockham.
Dockham.
We're going to go, it's about 30 kilometers from here,
Uh-huh.
and it's a wonderful city. It's small, and it's got a lot of the original frontages of houses and buildings.
Traditional Dutch.
Yeah, traditional Dutch.
Great.
And a windmill on a dike.
And a windmill and a
You
dike.
can't go more than Dutch than that.
All right, well, we're going to have a great day.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so we're on a highway cruising along here, and Nick is sharing some stories with us. He was saying that this area that we're coming up to is an area where he spent a lot of time growing up. His mother and father were from this area, and they, as Nick recalls growing up, having come up here with his mom and dad to visit.
Here, that's where I went a lot.
Visit family.
Yeah.
And that's a park where Nick used to come quite a bit, he said.
Yeah.
And we are on our way to what's the name of the city?
Dockham.
Dockham. A very, very traditional Dutch town
city.
up here on the northern part of Holland. All right, as we're driving along on our way to Dockham, we're passing through a small town here, and Nick pulled over to show me a favorite home of his. Okay, and here we are, coming upon the hotel, the former summer home of the Frisian nobility.
Yeah, that used to be the carriage house, and there's a swimming pool and rooms around it as well, big terrace around.
Wow, they were living nice.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, this is the view coming over the bridge into Dockham from where we parked our car. Just beautiful. Very, very, very beautiful small town here in Friesland. All right, so we found our way down to the, it looks like the main waterway here, the main canal in Dockham. And it is beautiful. Blue skies, temperatures probably in the low 70s. And we're just enjoying a great day here. Nick was pointing out this building. It's original, built in the 16th century. That would be, what, the 1500s. Beautiful home here. Building, I should say. Here's a beautiful building. Nick was saying the admiral of the Dutch Navy used to frequent this building here. Beautiful. Okay, we found our way down to a very beautiful spot here in Dockum, the one of the windmills. Right there, I'm standing on the dike, and I can just do a pan, and you'll see some people sitting there enjoying their afternoon. And I'll pan back around over here. You can see these large boats right along the river. Very beautiful little city. Looking at one of the windmills here, and it says 1862 on that. And we're going to go up the road here and go into one of those and see the inside. Okay, I just had to stop and catch this view here of Dockum. Beautiful. And over to the right, Nick was showing Lorena a good deal on some silver. So what are you guys looking at over here?
We were looking at the silver demi-tasse spoon.
I saw you showing her something.
Yeah, because some are
What were
nice.
you looking at?
Some are nice. See, like this one. See, it's like a ship.
Wow.
And then you have.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Very nice, huh?
I love this town. It's
Is it?
gorgeous.
What do you like about it?
Everything. The houses, the people, everything is clean.
It's like the
charming,
ideal little town, huh?
green. It's the ideal, perfect town.
That's Holland. That's all throughout Holland. It's just like this.
I'll definitely come back.
Okay, you're looking at the second of the two windmills we're going to see today, and we're going to actually go down and go inside. Nick was telling me that they have a store down there, so we're going to go down and we should be able to go inside the windmill. Here's a fun group coming down the canal, waving to everybody on the shore. Enjoying a nice afternoon here in Dockum. There's a really nice view of Dockum that I saw coming down here from the dike. Great shot of a nice little street. Okay, so we've arrived at the second windmill, as you see here. And if I come down to the base, it says De Hoop, which I think means the store. And I think Nick was saying that you can go inside if you'd so choose. Okay, so it doesn't look like you can go inside the mechanisms of the windmill, if I may. So I thought I'd give you a shout out here in the front. And we're gonna go find Nick, and we're gonna go for a barge ride through Leeuwarden this afternoon. Should be a great time. Here's a scene worth capturing. You can see they've opened up the bridge to let the several larger ships pass over. And if I come in, you'll see there's a rather large group of people waiting there on their bikes as these large ships come in. And they'll open the gate every 30 minutes or so, I think. I don't know if they do it on an as-needed basis or a scheduled basis. And then in a moment that bridge will go down and all those people will be on their way. And here they're lowering the bridge. It's quite a sight to see. I'm sure if my brother Michael's watching this, he's appreciating this. Doesn't make a sound. You see there's a group of people on this side as well, waiting to cross over. And there the bridge is down. And in just a moment they'll open the gate. And these people will be on their way. Here in Dockum, Holland, on a June summer day. So Lorena, do you like this town?
Oh, I'm in love with this town. Dockham is the town for me.
Really?
I would love just to stay here for a month.
What do you like about it?
Everything. I was telling you that this is like being in a movie where everybody plays their role.
It's like we're on the set of a movie, huh?
Totally.
Okay, so we're at the, Nick, what do you call this?
It's
A well?
It is a well, and this is Boniface was murdered here, and if you have a health problem or so, and you take a dip here, you can go in there, you're supposed to get well.
And have you been in there?
No, because I'm okay.
Well, why don't all three of us just go in?
But what do we go in there for?
I don't know.
I'm just touching it for the future, just in case.
Oh.
Okay. So where are we right now? We're in Dockham.
Dockham, we're on the outskirts.
Uh-huh.
And it's about, what, 10-minute walk, you're right downtown Dockham.
Okay, and we're at a church.
And we're at the very chapel dedicated to the Saint Boniface.
Saint Boniface?
Boniface.
Okay.
Okay, and that's the chapel, and it's half indoor, half outdoor.
Okay.
It's a very unusual chapel.
Okay.
So the altar is covered, then you have a ring that's open, so the ring come in, and then you have the outer ring where the seating is. But that's
interesting, and we're going to see that.
You're going to see it now.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're coming into the entryway of St. Boniface Church, and we'll see the grounds here, including the Stations of the Cross. Nick was just telling me that we should mention when St. Boniface was murdered.
Yeah.
He was murdered what year?
754.
754. And why was he made a saint?
Because of all the good work he did, he preached the gospel, and he tried to convert the heathens, and those are the Friesland people, to convert into Christianity.
I see.
Of Catholicism.
Yeah. Okay.
And who came here in the area? People didn't have the beliefs, and he tried to convert them.
Who murdered him?
The Frisians.
The Frisians did. Okay, throughout the grounds of this beautiful church here in Friesland, they have the Stations of the Cross outdoor in the garden. And this is the first Station of the Cross you can see. And very beautiful. Zoom in there a little bit. Just beautiful. Actually, the weather has changed, and it's now sun is coming out. It's going to be a beautiful afternoon here in Friesland, Holland. Okay, here we are at the entryway to St. Boniface Church. Just beautiful. Really like you feel like you're walking into someplace very special. So as you walk into the church, you'll see that they have the altar across an open area. There's a garden, if you will, separating the altar from the seating. And the seating is all back up in here. Very old building. Maybe I can walk across. They're redoing the lawn, it appears. And there you see the altar here at St. Boniface Church. Beautiful. Okay, we're walking along the inside of the church here, and all along the wall they have Really nice information about the church. Quite a history. We've got a real nice music playing, if you can hear that. All right, so we've arrived near the rear of the church here, and we've come across the chapel. And this chapel was dedicated to a Dutch priest.
Frisian priest.
He was a Frisian priest. What was his name?
Titus Brandsma.
Okay. Again, his name?
Titus
Titus
Brandsma.
Ransmar.
Yeah.
And this chapel was dedicated to him?
Yeah. And he was murdered by the Nazis in 1942.
1942, he was murdered by the Nazis. Very beautiful. Nice window. St. Boniface. All right, so we found ourselves into Leeuwarden, and Nick has made reservations for us to take a cruise of Leeuwarden on a barge. And just over here, you'll see the barge that we're going to be taking a ride through the canals of Leeuwarden on here in just a few moments. All right, so it's a Friday afternoon, and the patios are filling up here at the restaurants along the canal, and there's the barge we're going to be going on here in just a few moments. Probably about an hour tour of downtown Leeuwarden. Give you a sense of what it's like here on the street. I always like looking at these fish markets. Real fresh fish right from the oceans here. Okay, so Nick has ordered something here for him and Lorena. They've got some different fried fish here. Not quite sure what they're getting. What are you getting there, Nick?
That's eel, and she's going to try a little piece of eel.
Is this eel here?
No, this is kibbeling. This is cod liver, codfish.
Codfish, that's
Yeah.
codfish.
But I paid for it, so you can taste that.
Okay. Okay, we're getting on board.
The tickets, right?
Lorena's got the tickets.
You got a garden with...
Als we met z'n allen aan vijf zijn, dan zien we daar een
This
heel mooi
is
gebouw.
our wine.
Een wagenbouw.
See that one?
Hier werd vroeger boter en kaas verhandeld. Je ziet er nog een grootje
what?
The center where they traded butter and cheese from the 16th century.
Okay, we're in the narrowest part of the canal right now.
Dat de jongens indruk wilden maken op de vrouwen, de meisjes gingen in een winkel lopen en probeerden over het touw te springen. Meestal mislukt.
Okay, so here we're going under, I should say, a bridge, and they told us we all got a duck. So I'm going to heed their advice and duck now.
En onze koningin is nog steeds een beschermvrouw het eiland Ameland.
Ja, zo ben ik nog koud geworden.
Als we direct naar rechts kijken, dan zien we nog een de tuinen.
There's a nice home that caught everybody's attention as we cruise the canal here in Leeuwarden.
Die heeft hier een boot gebouwd en het werk is nou in bezit van GGZ. Hier ligt ook nog een brand van ons, die wordt momenteel gerepareerd. En aan deze kant stond de Arendstein.
You're looking at one of the houseboats that's parked along the river here, the canal rather.
Omdat de bootjes wat groter werden,
They're parked all along here, large
dus dan konden de bootjes
boats
rechtdoor.
of one type or another. passing by an area in Leeuwarden here on the canal cruise, and these boats are just really beautiful. Right behind the boats is a nice park.
Is een hele oeuvre nagelaten aan de gemeente Leeuwarden en die wisten eigenlijk niet wat ze ermee moesten doen. Uiteindelijk hebben ze daar een laatste stedelijk.
All right, so we're well into the 50-minute trip here on the canals of Leeuwarden. We came across this nice area here with the tower, and there's a large ship, or barge if you want to call it that. Look at the paddle there. Somebody's house. You see these all along the canals. There's that paddle. That's what they use to steer the barge. There's a nice view of the tower, famous tower here in Leeuwarden. And as you can see, it's leaning. And the architect that built that tower ended up becoming probably more famous by committing suicide than if he had lived, I would imagine. But anyway, it's an interesting site here in Leeuwarden. All right, so here we are. It's Friday night, and Nick has brought Lorraine and I to the Three Province restaurant here south of Leeuwarden. We're down in the southern part of Friesland. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful setting. Nick said that this is his favorite restaurant. So we're going to go on in and have a great dinner. Okay, so dinner has just arrived, and look at that dish that Nick has. What is that, Nick?
Well, it's called Lemse schuitje, but it is a pastijtje, but that means it's like that angel hair.
Wow.
Like a bird's nest, and they make their own sauce for it, and it's called ragout.
Wow. And I got a little bit of pork, beef, and chicken here.
Yeah.
And Lorena has a cranberry chicken entree, which looks delicious.
This is something.
Well, Lorena, this concludes our tour of Friesland.
What can I tell you, Tom?
What did you think of this place?
Lovely.
And Nick was so nice.
He was just amazing. I never thought that this would be such a nice 2 days.
No kidding.
Totally unexpected, but he's been wonderful. Nick is the man.
And now it's on to Amsterdam. You'll like Amsterdam.